to another West Ham Fan TV Live and Uncut show. On tonight's show, we're going to be talking about the start of the season, just go over the first 5 games, 4 in the league and 1 in the cup. Now, at the start of the week, we sold a Mexican legend. Javier Hernandez left the club. As you can see, I'm on my own tonight, but I'm not going to be on my own for long because as one Mexican legend leaves the club, we're going to be talking. As one Mexican legend left the club, we've got a legend back from Mexico. So I'm delighted to welcome back from his holidays, Mr. Nicky Hawkins. Hello. Hello, mate.
Hello?
You all right?
Hello? Hello? Is this the internet?
You're on the screen there, mate. Where are you?
I don't know.
Where are you?
I've left. I don't know what's going on. Hold on.
Why is your screen blank?
I don't know.
Hello.
What have you done to me?
Sort it out.
Hello?
What are you doing now? You see what I mean? You can't work with live. Oh, look, he's gone. Look. What a mess up this is, eh? He's gone. He's let us down already. So while I'm waiting for him to come back, the title of the video is How Do You Rate Our Season So Far? So in the comment section, I want you to give us your thoughts. Yeah, the pixel is still here. Yeah, just give us your thoughts on the opening 4 Premier League games and obviously the Cup. I can see Nicky trying to get back in. Here he is, ready. 3, 2, 1. Here he is. You all right,
hello.
Mate?
All right, mate.
Welcome back to Mexico, mate.
Oh, thank you.
You've done well, mate.
To be back. What?
Nice holiday?
Is this internet?
What are you doing?
Yeah, it was lovely, mate. Thank you very much. Got back this morning. I'm very tired. Don't see a lot of West Ham over in Mexico. I try to avoid it a little bit, but, you know, you can't when your boys are playing, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
You love it, mate. I was just talking to the chat room before you disappear. Well, we see you, then you disappeared and you've come back again. We was just talking about the start of the season, mate. So, out of 10, I mean, let's talk about. Hang on, you've been a bit away. Since you've been away, mate, I'm going to get you up to speed. We've had 3 wins. So there was a few people calling for you to stay in Mexico, mate.
Yeah, I was saying it myself, mate, that I should stay over there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I've been away 3 weeks.
No, go on. I'll say it hasn't been all rosy, mate. Obviously, we've lost Antonio. Looks like it's going to be for 5 months. Hernandez left the club as well. But on the pitch, mate, it's all going well.
Yeah, do you know what? It's nice to see. I thought we'd click. I didn't think we'd click this early, to be honest. After that, like demolition against City, a hard fought sort of point against Brighton as well. I thought to myself, all right, we're gonna probably take a little while to get into the season. We're probably gonna, you know, a few draws and all that along the way. But since that Watford game, it seems to have boosted everyone. And I tweeted out the other night, Haller is the striker we've needed for such a long time. He just busts the gut to get into the box. He knows the positions to be in. He knows, you know, how to, you know, pull defenders towards him, pull them away from other people. And people like Anderson the other day, I mean, I watched the highlights for the Norwich game. Someone sort of had to screenshot them for me because you don't get a lot in Mexico. And he was unbelievable. And I mean, unbelievable. So the start of the season, when you think about it, 2 wins, a draw. 3 wins and a draw, isn't it? How many points we got? 10?
7.
7. Okay, 2 wins and a draw. And obviously the loss against City. I think you take that all day long. You've got to say it's a good start. You know, Brighton away, which is a tough place. Watford away when we won, which is another tough place. And then sort of like a banana skin that we normally slip on when we're in previous seasons. We've normally slipped on these sort of newly promoted teams. So yeah, I think you've got to rate it well, and I think we've got good chances now to kick on.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. I mean, the start of the season, I mean, the loss against City, it could have like ruined us. You know, confidence could have been knocked out the window. But I think since then, you know, going to Brighton and getting a well-earned point. Well, I say well-earned. We probably didn't deserve a point on when you look back at the game, but we did get a point, and then a great win at Watford, and then a great win at Newport County as well, which usually would have been a difficult tie. And yeah, at the weekend, mate, we was unbelievable. But I think 7 points out of 12, bearing in mind this time last season, we didn't have any points. And I think I see a stat the other day that I think we're actually 1 or 2 points better off than we was at the beginning of the last season at the Boleyn. And we had a great season that year. So I think at the moment,
we won our first 2 away and we lost our first 2 at home.
Yeah. So it's going well so far. We're playing good football. It's a shame the international break come so soon. This time last year we was begging for the international break, but when I spoke to people on fan cams after the game, and we said it on post match pint as well, you don't want the international break, mate. But
no, when you're playing well, you never want it.
No,
you know what I mean. But when you're losing, you can't come quick enough so you can regroup. When you're playing well, the good thing about it is, and this is no slant on Villa, but Villa are sort of finding their feet in the league at the minute. We can go up to there. We've got a good record against Villa up at Villa Park, so we can go up there quite confident that we can at least give them a good go. You know what I mean? If we don't take the points, I don't think it would be of our own fruition, if you know what I mean. We go up there fully confident that we're good enough to take all 3 points, which is great, man. If we can get that win rolling into Manchester United, you don't know what happens.
Got a bit of breaking news here, mate. Look, Ryan finally got his West Ham Fan TV T-shirt. Yes, mate.
Yeah, it was dead to me. Yeah.
Oh, mate.
There was size issues and things like that, so I had to reorder a load of his T-shirts, and it's doing it from abroad is quite difficult. You know what I mean? So
I'm happy.
We've all got them now.
Yeah, we're happy. We're going to wear them just in time for winter, but no, we've got. Hopefully, we'll have the jumpers quicker than the T-shirts. But yeah. I mean, mate, it's it was you obviously wasn't at the Norwich game. You was away, and you see the highlights. But as fans sitting there, it was a joy to watch, especially Felipe Anderson. I said to you earlier on the phone that it was like glimpses of Payet in that last season at Boleyn, the way he was just taking it around people, the confidence he's getting. And if he can do that, he's not going to do it every week. We know that. But if he can do it more consistently this season, then he's going to definitely be up there, not only hammer of the year, but he'd be in probably team of the season in the Premier League.
From what I see from the highlights, the only thing missing from that performance was a goal, which that defender got back very well. But if it had just lifted it above that defender, that was in. The keeper was going to do nothing about that. That was the only thing missing from the performance. But everything else was just spot on. And as you say, like you make the comparisons to Payet. Payet's probably the best in the modern era that we know can do that sort of thing. That there's been at our club that can do that sort of thing. And just the breakthrough, the way he was passing the ball as well, laying everything, sort of that I love that sort of perfectly weighted passes. The one for Masuaku was a class pass. You know what I mean? When he crossed it in for Haller, and he played well as well. Masuaku, he benefited from him. And I think that's where you're going to see the best of Anderson and Masuaku this year. Is the games where they don't have to do too much defending, and I know that's going to be a bit of a fucking kick in the teeth. But the games where we don't have to do too much defending and not worry too much about what's coming forward is the games where you're going to see the best of them too.
Yeah, I think that Masuaku sort of released a statement in the week or on his Twitter or Instagram, wherever it was, just saying about how him and Anderson have both been working on it in training, the defending side, helping each other out, and the attacking side. So as you said, if them two can click, and we can sort of get the same down the right with Fredericks and whoever's going to play on the right, then we're going to give Sebastian Haller so many opportunities this season to bang goals. And he said that he hasn't been playing well, and he's got 3 in his last 2 games, and he looks to be enjoying himself.
The thing is as well, it's not only like Anderson. You can give Anderson all the praise, but then you've got people like Yarmolenko, who wasn't playing that well in the first half, could have scored 2 goals. He's the danger. As he said, it's a shame we've lost Antonio, because Antonio at the time was, he was making a difference. To be quite honest with you, in the games that he came on in, but like you've got like the likes of Fornells to come in. Wilshere hasn't even been getting into match day squads. No, you know what I mean, like that's the depth we've got at the minute, and like you got to say it with a whisper. But when you start to look at like the way we're attacking, if we can get that defence a little bit shorter, we could be looking at something special here this season.
Yeah,
This season could be something special.
It does seem it, mate. I just think we just need to be lucky with injuries, especially with Hernandez going. I mean, I haven't really spoke to you about that, but I mean, I see you bought Jamie a shirt just in time. But
yeah, 2 days before he left.
Yeah, I mean, I was a bit surprised that he left the club, especially with Antonio being injured. But from a financial look at it from the club, it's a good deal getting €8 million for him, 145 grand a week off the wage bill. And as I said the other day, maybe someone like Yarmolenko could play up top. The
thing is, I think we'd already like arranged for him to leave. We all see the vlog earlier on in the season. You know, in the transfer window when he was looking for a new club and all that. He's had his heart set to go back to Spain. People say, oh, he's been a model professional, hasn't moaned and all that. I think it was coming, to be quite honest with you. I think that if we'd have turned him down that move, I think that sort of a sort of sulky attitude was coming, to be quite honest with you. I'm going to be totally honest. I know a couple of people in the comments are going to probably slate me for this. I can't see the comments, so it's probably lucky. I never liked him. I never liked him from the get-go. He never interacted with the fans. He never really took to the club. He thought he was too good to be here. He wasn't giving 110%. He's a fantastic goal scorer. Yeah, I understand. He's never right. He's never quite worked within his system, sort of thing. But as a player, if you want to play for a club and you want to succeed at a club, you adapt your game to the club and think, right, well, you know, I can be the best in that position to be doing this. I can be the best in that. He never wanted to do that. He wanted us to play his game, and we wasn't going to play his game. I don't know what sort of signing it was. I don't know whether it was a. Sorry, I'm just taking that sock off. I don't know whether it was a Sullivan signing or the manager wanted him or whatever. But he never wanted to adapt. He thought he was too good to be with us. He found himself on the bench under 3 managers. That's never like. It's never a good sign. You know what I mean? With someone the caliber that he's meant to have, he was taking a lot of money at the club. He never put enough effort in, not only on the pitch but off the pitch as well. As I said, with like the fans and things like that. I just think it was a bit of a bad, and I think it was coming to the point where it was going to be right. If I don't get this move now, I'm going to start fucking throwing my toys at the pram.
Just a couple of comments up here, mate. There's a couple of people that agree with you. Dimitri Anastasti. Hernandez has too big of an ego. Not good enough. Very happy he's gone. Paul McCarthy. This one caught me out the other day. I thought it was Paul McCartney. Agree with Nicky. Lazy poor with the fans. Silly haircuts and spent more time on the floor than a Tyler. So he split the fan base. There was a few people that was wanted to see him stay. There's a few people that wanted to see him go. The only reason I sort of wanted to see him stay because I thought we were a bit light up top and we could have just kept him till January. But look, he's gone now.
I just think if it was a good deal at the time. £8 million for someone that's, you know, it cost us double that. We've had 3 good years out of him. I say 3 good years. We've had 3 years out of him. No, is it 2? Actually, it's 2, isn't it?
3 years, yeah.
We've had 2 years out of him. Scored 17 goals, I think, in that time, which is a decent return for someone that didn't play that often.
He got 63 games, I think he got.
Yeah, 17 in 63 games, which is a decent return. You know, he is that caliber of striker. But I don't think he brought enough to the team. As I said, poor with fans. Never felt he wanted to be. I went to a training ground. I'll tell you a story about Chicharito, right? I went to a training ground one day. I was getting my mate's daughter died, and he'd been asking me for some signed stuff. I didn't have enough time by the time the auction came up that he was going to get you know, someone that sort of within that realm. I know, like, and Ufton sent me some stuff to auction, but as in like first team squad stuff, he didn't have no stuff. I had a load of bits laying indoors. I went up to the training ground myself, and I never do that sort of thing. You know me, Ryan. I can't be fucking arsed with that. I barely fucking bring my season ticket half the time. But I went up there like this morning. Never been up there before. It was Rush Green. You know, when I used to go up there when I was a kid, it was Chadwell Heath. And Rush Green has got 2 entrances. He's got one sort of just at the far side of the road, and one at the near side. And what the one that you see is the the welcome to Rush Green, and there's another exit that goes up there. They open up both gates. We even like Arnie stopped, Masuaku stopped, Adrian stopped for fucking for 10 minutes or something, talking to people. All these people were stopping. We missed Nobes, obviously. And then he came out in his Range Rover, and there was like 5 or 6 kids standing out there. One of them had a Chicharito shirt on. There's 5 or 6 kids out there. There was like a dozen fans or so standing out there. It was pissing down the rain, and I mean pissing down. And these people have been standing there all day. We're all soaked through and that. And he drove up the other end and fucking like burned out the other entrance. He wasn't interested in interacting with fans.
To be fair, mate, you're not the first person that said that. There was a few people that said exactly the same on Twitter when he left the club. So yeah, there's some mixed reactions on him, mate.
Absolute disgrace of a person like that. Do you know what I mean? I put him up there with Victor Moses, and I fucking hated Victor Moses.
But you know what, mate? I mean, one player that has been outstanding, especially since you've been away, is Mr. West Ham, Mark Noble. I mean, I wish you'd have been there on Saturday to see the standing ovation he got when he come off. The whole stadium was on their feet. It was an unbelievable moment. Put the hairs on the back of your neck, mate. Stand up, mate. It was one of them moments, and he was outstanding. He done it against Watford as well. We come back into the team, and as we said at the end of last season, when the sun's out, Noble's at his best. But I know we joke but he was such a look. He wasn't going to change the result against City, but we missed him against Brighton. And the last 2 games, Declan Rice has gone under the radar a bit. He's played well, but because Noble's in now doing him some of Rice's dirty work, it's allowed Declan Rice to have a sort of free role and get forward a bit more, but also help out the back. And honestly, mate, he has been unbelievable since he come back into the team. Yeah,
I imagine. I know what he's like. I know what he does. You know what I mean? He's a leader, and it worries me a little bit if we lose him, to be honest with you, because I don't think there's anybody like him in a football club. It's very rare to find people like that in a football club. But I look around that dressing room at West Ham, and I think to myself, yeah, the first 2 games was a little bit disorganised. I know what Noble does. He brings organisation, brings passion and all that. But the thing that worries me the most is at some point we've got to start fading him out. Yeah, it's inevitable. You know what I mean? As long as he's playing well, he plays. But at some point in the next few years, he's got to be started fading out. And it worries me if we get a big term injury to him or a long term injury or something like that. He breaks his leg or fucking, God forbid. That we ain't got the leaders to step up. And I think that's what West Ham need to do. They need to start to make more leaders. You know what I mean? We let people like Ginger Pele go, although, he probably wasn't going to, play for us in the last few years. He could have been a valuable member of a coaching staff or just being kept around the club. Tompkins was another one who, knew the club inside out. There's not enough of them people. There's not enough of them people in the club. That worries me a little bit. And that's what we need to start doing. We need to start probably blooding more people through the youth, and to get. Talking about the youth, did you watch that bloody Newport game yesterday?
You're mad, wasn't it? 1-0 down, 1-0 up, 4-1 down, and then 5-4. What crazy!
5-4. Jesus Christ! Did you see that?
Yeah, but it bodes well for the future though, because there's some talent in our youth at the moment.
I like the look of that Joe Powell.
Yeah, Joe Powell, Nathan Holland. There's a few others as well that are trying to break through to the first team. But just on the subject, let's talk. I mean, I will start getting some comments up in a minute. We're going to the chat room and have a bit of fun with the people in the chat in a minute. But got a couple of player comments that I want to just talk about. The first one, let's start with, because this got a bit of negativity on Twitter. Declan Rice. I'll read the comment out to you, mate, just in case you ain't seen it. He's put, don't get me wrong.
I've seen it.
I think I've got the ability to play for a club like Man United, but it's all about the timing. I don't think the timing is right for me at all. To be called a West Ham legend in the future maybe would be a real honour. Now, a lot of people on Twitter, mate, have taken that the wrong way, I think, and they've really been slating Declan Rice. I don't get it. What he's saying is that he thinks he's good enough to play for a club like Man United, which is good for us. No, am I wrong?
I think there's a lot of people in our team. I think there's a lot of people in the league at the minute that think they're good enough to play Man United.
I think we're good enough to play for Man United, mate, at the moment.
I reckon I'll end up getting a bench. I reckon.
I might make the match day squad.
Yeah. Look, the kid's a talented kid. He's going to want to win trophies. He's going to want to do this. He's going to want to do that. I think it's been taken out of context, to be quite honest with you. I think it's been taken well out of context.
Oh, yeah. It just gives the people on Twitter that love to moan, because they've got nothing to moan about at the moment.
There's people about. That just... I was talking to you before, Roy. I won't bring up the person, but I was talking to you earlier on about someone that's just moaning for the sake of moaning. They always do, to be quite honest with you, and I can't be fucking arsed with it. Do you know what? I'm a miserable bastard, but I moan when I think there's reason to moan. He's going to say things like that. He's a young kid. He's people get tripped up in interviews and all that sort of thing. You know what I mean? I hope this don't come back to bite him in the arse, to be honest with you, because I know what he meant.
No, the thing is, we've said it all along, mate. In today's game, it's hard to keep hold of players like Declan Rice. But if we're progressing on the pitch, then why would Declan Rice want to leave? Look, don't get me wrong. I know Man United have had a terrible few years, but they are still probably the biggest club in the world.
But he's not saying he wants to leave.
That's what I'm saying.
The playroom.
That's what I'm saying. But in the future, if a Man City maybe come in for him, or a Liverpool or something like that, maybe he might have his head turned. Then that's just today's game. But I like the comment about, he wants to be a future West Ham captain. So we've got him here for a long time. Hopefully we'll keep him. He's an England national now. He'll hopefully play in the next 2 games for England. Saturday and Tuesday, I believe, we play. So, yeah, I mean, I just think a few people on Twitter went a bit mad. And, yeah, just as you said, it just gives people...
don't they?
Yeah, exactly. It just gives people a license to slate people when... look, we said it the other day, me and Scott said it. Enjoy the good times. As West Ham over especially the last 3 or 4 years, we haven't had many good times. There's been terrible times at the club. The fan base has been split. So why don't we now just start enjoying it, that we've got a good manager, we're getting a good team, and hopefully at the end of this season, mate, who knows, Do
you know what? There's some people out there, Ryan, like alluding to someone that I was talking about earlier, that just can't enjoy the good times. They're so far sort of gone with the ball. And don't get me wrong, I'm gonna sort of like defend them a little bit here. I know how they feel. You know what I mean? I'm not the Balds fans. Never will be the Bald fans and all that sort of thing. But if you're so much concentrated on that all the time, you know what I mean? Like, as you just said, enjoy the good times. Like, you know what I mean? The fight ain't going to go away. It'll go balls up again at some point, and that's the time to bring it out again. But when we're winning, when we're playing well, you know what I mean? You have to just sort of swallow your pride and give a bit of praise and every now and enjoy the football. That's the thing. Enjoy the football. I'm going to have to get a charger, mate, because I'm going to run out of battery. Yeah, enjoy the football. Just forget about that for the time being. As I said, there's a time and a place for everything. Just keep on pounding on the same door over and over again. It's just, it does nobody any favours, and it just makes you look like a miserable fuck. To be honest with you.
If you want to go and get a charger, mate, I'll take you out of the stream. Go and
take me out of the stream. I'm just going to get a charger. I'm just going to pop in there quickly.
Right. While he's gone, we can all slag him off. While he's gone, I can see him at the bottom of the screen, so I know when he comes back in. So I'll put him back in the chat. Let's have some. Let's have a look at the. Let's have a look. Yeah, let's get. Right. James Calaz, Rice, baby. Yeah, Declan Rice. I love him, mate. Fat Shack 34. Love the shirt, Ryan, and welcome home, Nikki. Thank you, mate. I finally got me t-shirts. Let the pixel fill in for a minute. Yeah, I'm going to miss the pixel when I've got to give this computer back to Nikki, but at least I won't have it next week. Ginger Carroll's in the house. While he is here, he wants to be here for West Ham, and that's good. And if we go further, then who knows, he might want to stay even longer. I think you're talking about Declan Rice there, mate. So, yeah, I definitely agree. Declan Rice, we need to keep him. He's massive for the future of this club. Where is it? Sean Mann, Mexican turncoat, Nicky, that is. Yeah, see how he just darts in and out. You see how he comes back, he thinks he owns the place, doesn't he? Pixel t-shirt. Right, Nicky's tapping on the screen. Are you all right, mate? You back?
I'm back.
You all right, mate?
It should be charging,
Pixel,
so.
we want a Pixel t-shirt. That's what people are saying in the chat. I'll tell
I'm
you
sure
what,
we can
mate.
arrange one, mate. Got a very, very talented designer.
I'll tell you what, mate. There was a lot of people proper slating you. I had to calm them down a bit when you weren't here. I'm joking.
Yeah,
probably the question of the night I've just seen, mate, and this is a question that I've been thinking about for the last couple of weeks, well, especially the last 2 weeks. Kai Watkins, Ryan Dignity, you get you some tequilas to get smashed on.
Do you know what? I never got any.
Ah,
I never got any. No, I didn't get a chance to.
what about
not enough out there, you know what I mean?
What about a bottle of Bailey's?
I got some stuff in my suitcase. I don't even know what I got.
That'll change. Next post-match pint, we'll have a couple.
Oh, I'll buy you a bottle. I'll buy a bottle from over here. You don't go to Mexico get good tequila.
Nah,
I'll tell you what. I went to this restaurant, this Mexican restaurant. I was in an all-inclusive place. They give me this tequila, man. I've never tasted anything like it.
Was it the one with the worm?
It was unreal. Huh? No, it was just the thing. I think I've just been drinking shit tequila all my life. It's normally like one of them ones where you drink it and you're like that before you get back to normal. This one was so smooth. It was a really, really nice tequila, mate, and I got absolutely fucking hammered on it, to be quite honest with you. We all did.
Do you know what? I was gonna leave this one for last, but someone's just mentioned in the comments, and we've got to talk about it. Stinking Nat, have you seen that Arthur video? The Arthur Masuaku video? Shedheads.
Yes.
Shitheads.
Yeah, I did see it. Shitheads, yeah.
Thanks, honestly, shitheads. That was the woman that posted it. I see her. She posted it in the morning. I think she had about like 10 retweets. I think about 400 views. And all of a sudden, it just went absolutely mental. And she had like, I think last time I see it was near enough to like 700. She's probably got more now. Probably got over 1 million. But it's been shared on so many. And it was a funny video.
It's news and things, wasn't it?
It's just his face. It's just the way he's like, shit. Yes, Sim. But he's a good character, Masuaku. I'll hold my hands up. I wasn't a big fan of him, but in the preview we done at the season, I said he'd be my most improved player this season, and so far, I think he has been. I'll be honest, I hope he keeps it up for the rest of the season because he's that left back spot is now he's to lose.
I like him, Arthur. I really like him. He frustrates the life out of me at times.
Getting there, mate.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I like him, Arthur. I really like him. He frustrates the life out of me at times, and he's the worst player that we've ever signed at times. But other times, he excites me. I like an attacking fullback, but I'm one of them people who like my fullback to defend. As I said, like the thing is, with the options we've got at the minute, he's the best option because he does something well, and I don't think Cresswell does anything well. Do you know what I mean? Like I think Cresswell. He sort of half-heartedly attacks. He's not great at defending. Whereas Arthur, he might be fucking turd at defending at times, but fucking hell, going forward, he's exciting. It's exciting to watch.
Yeah, no, definitely. And as we said earlier, if he can get that understanding with Felipe Anderson on the pitch and other players as well, Sebastian Elliott, if he can get the understanding, then he's going to create so many opportunities. But Another comment that a player said today, which is literally just gone off my screen as we was going to talk, is Lanzini has come out today and said that he wants to win trophies with West Ham after signing a new 5-year deal. Have we done a show since he signed a new 5-year deal?
I don't know.
I don't think we have. So, first of all, mate, you happy he signed a new 5-year deal?
Yeah, man. Of course.
I mean, he's been
one of our best players on his day.
Yeah, he's been one of our standout players in the last few games, definitely. But he said he's looking to win a trophy with West Ham. And as you know, as you was away, we went through to the third round of the Carabao Cup. We beat Newport. We take on Oxford in the last 32. So me and Scott was talking about it on Monday show how important it would be for this club, as it's the anniversary this year of the FA Cup, 40 years. 40 years is a long time for a club like West Ham to go without winning the trophy. So the League Cup, Scott made a good point. He said that the League Cup's more for the fans than the FA Cup. So the League Cup is a massive cup to win. So yeah, I don't see why we shouldn't knuckle down.
There are
really
at the beginning of the season, mate. There are 3 trophies to go for. 3 trophies to go for, and like, yeah, we've all had a little bit of a, you know, a dig at the League Cup at times, but it's a trophy. Trophy's a trophy. When you ain't won a trophy, it's, you know, I had a go at Robbie Keane for crying when they won the League Cup. You know what I mean? 12 years ago, whatever it was, or 13 years ago. But it's a trophy. It's a trophy, and it's something that, you know, FA Cup is a romance cup. You know what I mean? It boils down to the big boys at the end of the day. It's a name. The cup's a name, because it's got, you know, the non-league teams, and you get the upsets and all that sort of stuff. But the League Cup is still a trophy. And like, when you ain't won a trophy, and when you've had a trophy drought for 38 years now, 39 years, you know, anything would be welcome. 40 years it'd be if we win this trophy.
Yeah.
Anything would be welcome, and you've got to go for the cups. And it pisses me off that they sort of play second teams and all that, especially like when you look at when we got to the quarterfinals after we knocked out Tottenham, after Moisey took over and he went out and absolutely both teams looked like they wanted to lose it when we got knocked out to Arsenal that year, a couple of years ago. Last year against who did we get knocked out to last year?
In what, the
I
League?
can't fucking remember.
Or
Yeah.
what, Tottenham at home.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we got knocked out by Tottenham at home, but it was the FA Cup, weren't it, that we got knocked out by Wimbledon, when they're just pissing about playing second teams and that. Listen, you're not going to win the Premier League. Go for the trophy. Go for the trophy. Do you know what I mean? Like, make sure you play your strongest team in a competition where nobody plays their strongest team, and then you've got a bloody good chance to win it. But yeah, it was a good professional performance against Newport. We've done well against a tricky. We come unstuck against them sort of teams, and physical teams that can knock us around. Oxford's a great chance to go through to the later stages, and then you just have to draw and see what happens. Hopefully, we get drawn at home.
Yeah, it'd be nice. But yeah, I mean, as you said, I mean, the league cup, any cup for this club is massive. But the day out of Wembley, you know, it might sort of unite the fan base a bit. And the thing is, the League Cup ends in February, so
yeah, then you've got 3 months to go for the rest of the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it depends where we are in the league at the time as well. You know, we could be fighting for Europe as well, so it'd be massive for this club to win a trophy, and hopefully, mate, we get to see it in our lifetime, because we haven't seen one yet, a major trophy.
No.
Have
we got any comments?
Yeah, I'm going to go for people. There's a couple come out. It's just people just sort of agreeing with what we're saying. But let's have a look here. Someone's put one here. Haller or Ashton. That's a tough one, because we ain't really seen Sebastian. I mean, Dean Ashton was a great striker, and speaking of Dean Ashton, he done an interview with Gio from Hammers Chat. I ain't had a chance to watch it, so I've heard good things about it. So I'm looking.
I'll be honest, I was sitting down here watching it, but I was, but I was so jet lagged, I just fell asleep and just woke up before I had to come on here. You know what I mean? So like, I really, that's why I got the headphones on. I was sitting down with the headphones. I know Gio does a grand job anyway, whatever interview he does, you know what I mean? You should always go and check his interviews. They're brilliant. I'll tell you what I want to bring up. Right, I got this from Musings tomorrow, and I want to get your opinion on it. There's been a lot over the last couple of weeks while I've been away talking about whether fan TV and internet branding and all that should be given more access into the club.
Yeah. And
I know my feelings on it, and we've sort of spoke about this before. I was just wondering whether we could talk about that a little bit here. As I said, I've got musings for tomorrow, and I've got a lot of comments on that, but we'll do it as a live show, you know what I mean, just in between the live show, so everyone can get a chance to comment. What do you feel about it? Because I see like a video from Gonzo sort of saying we're being treated like second-class citizens, etc., etc. Then I see an article from Knees Up Mother Brown, it's pretty much saying the same thing, bemoaning the lack of access and all that. What do you reckon?
Yeah, obviously, I know the club have got to be careful. They can't just let in any people in and out because they've obviously got to trust these people as well, not to go into press conferences and scream and shout and things like that. But I do think fans, especially fan channels and websites and forums and things like that, they should be granted a little bit of access. Maybe not every week, but they should be granted some sort of access, even if it's not even if it's on a match day, even if it's just a day down the training ground, like an open training session where they can go and interview a couple of the players. Because I don't know what they think we're going to do, go in there and all guns blazing. And look, we're not professionals, we know that, but we know when to be sort of professional a bit. We know not to. If I got the opportunity to interview, say, Mark Noble after a game, I'm not going to stand there and sort of slate the players, am I? You know how it works, but I do think that fan channels and things like that should be granted a little bit of access. And because you see it with the Redmen, the Liverpool channel, you know, they fly all over the world and they get to interview the players, they get to interview Jurgen Klopp, and the opportunities they get is massive. Liverpool are a massive club, and they could easily not let fans get involved, but they seem to be a club that like their fans being involved.
What the model is for Redmen, I don't think they get much during the season. I think the stuff they get through the season, and when they go and sort of like, I think they've taken penalties with Sterling before, and played Jordan Henderson at Pro Evo and all that sort of stuff. I think them sort of deals come in with sort of like sponsors. So like New Balance, I think, give them the opportunity to go and sort of do the penalties against Sterling and all them, and Coutinho and all them guys. Konami given the opportunity to play Henderson at Pro Evolution Soccer and all that. So it's a lot of, but what they do at the beginning of the season is they give them unprecedented proper press access on the pre-season tour. Do you know what I mean? So when they're doing their pre-season bits and pieces over in America, they sort of give them unbridled access. Like, you got Klopp for an hour. You know what I mean? And you can come to the press conferences. You can come and talk to Jordan Henderson. You can come and talk to Mo Salah and all that sort of stuff. So they give them that. And then when the season starts, it sort of fade it away a little bit. The ironic thing is, what for me is what I've seen from the two fan channels. And I've got no bones about it or whatever, is that even like looking into the two people that have made sort of fuss about it, they've had access. They've had access in the past.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've never had access. No. Ever. I would say I'm with the guys. I am with the guys in the fact of like, there should be some sort of like, I say deal, isn't it? Not really a deal, is it? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, they're letting people into the press rooms that are writing stories about them and fucking like causing all sorts of like making up lies, and they welcome them into the press room. And then you've got us who are just honest and passionate about the football club and just want the football club to succeed, and they push us away with a hand. The two people that are moaning, Hammers Chat and Gonzo in particular, and Graham Howlett, they've had access, so they've tasted it to see what it's like. You know what I mean? I've never tasted it. The one thing I would say, mate, is like just saying, I think that sort of arrangement. Look, we've helped West Ham out in the past. I don't know why that we've never sort of got anything in return. Is in the fact of give us a little bit of access or whatever. Maybe they're frightened of us. Maybe they're frightened of our rawness, our attitude or whatever. The fact that we call, out people when, things ain't going right and other people. What I would say is, if it came at the expense of having to curb saying stuff and having to sort of like, we'll scratch your back if you scratch your, I'd rather not. Not. I pay my money. I pay my money like everyone else. I pay my money as a fan. I don't get any sort of like, we're going through a bit of a sticky point at the minute about getting sort of like away tickets. The away ticket scheme's fucking biting us in the arse for some reason. You know what I mean? And we can't work out why. So we pay the money for away tickets. We pay their money for season tickets. We travel to every game, home and away. Nothing's paid for by anybody. You know, we're paying it all out of our own pockets. If they want to turn around and say, you know, oh yeah, we'll scratch your back, but you scratch. I say no, thank you. I'm happy talking outside. You know, I don't have to interview Mark Noble. I don't have to interview whoever. I'm happy enough to interview the people outside. So it come at a price where I had to sort of give up our integrity to go and sit at a press conference and all that. And they just said, well, you know, you can't say this, you can't. I'd rather not, to be honest with you. And I do feel like, and I know people are going to be a little bit like, you know, especially with the fan channel. I'm not trying to make any beef or anything like that, but I do feel that's what they asked of you. And I do feel that's what people have given up before.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I know for a fact they have, you know what I mean? So when you look at people like Claret and Hugh and that just feed you bollocks that they want you to hear, I don't want to become one of them. And I'd rather them, to be honest with you, mate, like, and this is not saying fuck you to everyone. I'm not trying to be a rebel, but, you know, I'd rather not. If they asked you to, you know, to sort of curb your enthusiasm sort of thing, do you know what I mean? I'd rather say, no, stick your fucking access up your arse.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
And
it's right what you said there. I'd rather stand outside the ground than interview a fan and put it up on our channel.
That's what we're there for, right?
Yeah, instead of like interviewing sort of like Mark Noble, but maybe a bit of access, like I said, to the training ground in the build up to the week, because we do match previews, getting a couple of players, asking them their thoughts. We're not going to go in there and slag them off, are we? We're going to say, how you feeling?
We've done. Only one thing we've ever done is that sort of thing. We've interviewed ex-players and stuff. We've done the boys of the bowling, not the boys of the bowling. What's it? The last. What's that film called that we done? Farewell Bowling.
Oh, Iron Man.
We stood on that red carpet. We got invited by a film premiere to go and stand on the red carpet. You know, unlimited access to players and all that sort of stuff. Everybody that played in that last game at bowling was there. 2 people stopped.
Yeah,
and there was players.
Ginger Pele and
Slaven,
yeah.
And Ray Winston.
Who else? Marlon Airwood. And there was someone else as well. But it wasn't.
Yeah.
We wanted the first team players. I mean, Andy Carroll walked straight past us. Noble got ushered in. No, in fact, Noble spoke to TalkSport, I believe it was.
Who was standing next to us.
Who was right next to us. Ginger Pele was the only one that gave us the time of the day, really, from the first team players.
Knew what was going on either.
And Slav.
Yeah.
No, so
like, they're not always open to that sort of thing. And I think it's an attitude change. Like, you know, as Gonzo said, Gonzo made the right decision. At some point, the attitude of the club have got to change. You know what I mean? They've got to start to sort of realise that because of the rise of social media, it's not a propaganda machine anymore. They can't hide behind anything. You know, the best way is the honest way. And, you know, we're not going to be damaging their brand, because if we damage their brand.
You see the comment on the screen there. Don't change, guys. You got this show spot on. Can't thank you enough.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that you wouldn't have seen some of the comments the other day that people were saying about how they've been enjoying our content over the summer. And we made a point of it last year that we felt we let a lot of our subscribers and followers down. So we said that this season we was just going to be bang on it. We've got shows coming out. These 2 new live shows go down really well. Post-match pints back. The fan cams going down well. And we're just non-stop. And it's nice that people are really appreciating what we're doing.
Yeah, that's the only gratification I want. I don't need like access from the club. I don't need the club to tell me, oh, you can come sit in the press. I wouldn't go and sit in there anyway. Do you know what I mean? And I know that's what a lot of people want to do. They want to go and sit in the press box, use their fucking laptops while they're watching it. I want to watch the game of football. I'll talk to everyone else about it afterwards.
I think a lot of people just want to go in there to say, "Oh, look, I've been in there. I've got a media pass." I couldn't give a shit. I'd rather sit in my seat in block 229 and watch the game, then walk outside, interview the fans, walk about half a mile down the road and go and film post-match pint with my mates and say it how it is. And if we've played well, we'll say we've played well. If we ain't, we'll slate the players. That's what fans do.
That's what we're here for. We're here for the fans. I'm not here to stroke my ego. I'm not here to have a media pass. I don't want a media pass. Don't want one. We could probably do more reports from sort of like inside the ground and all that sort of rubbish. I don't know whether I'm running out of battery, mate. We're not. I might do. No, I'm not. You know, we could do more reports and you know, the Wi-Fi access and all that sort of stuff would be brilliant. But at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. We're not here to stroke our own egos. I'm not here. I don't want to talk to Arthur Masuaku or Mark Noble or Felipe Anderson. I want to talk to the people that get ignored. That's what we set up for.
Ray
give the fans a voice.
Ray Borham's got it right, mate. I'd rather have a Heineken pass free beer. Darren Hutchinson, when you pay 45 million for one player, then it's going to be how much money you can make back from your business investment. Unfortunately, that's a national thing. Yeah, I mean, Sebastian Haller, we was talking about it the other day, mate, just going right off subject here, that, you know, when he first joined the club, he made a comment, didn't he, about he wants to play in Champions League football, which is sort of, you could probably sort of put that in the same bracket as the Declan Rice comment. But you know, if he's gonna do it, help us get into the Champions League. You know, we've got him for about 4 or 5 years, didn't we?
When Tottenham started signing the likes of Eriksen and people like that, they weren't in the Champions League. You know, they was buzzing around it. They need to get into it, and that's what you know. The players that we sign and the investments that we're making have to help us get into the Champions League. They sold Bell, their best player by a long shot.
Yeah, and look what happened. They just went from strength to strength. Neil Walker makes a good comment here, mate. You'll like this one. This channel is going from strength to strength because you are a great fan channel, not a puppet for the owners, unlike some. I think we know who they're talking about there. But yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of comments in here about the news today. Mario Mandzukic, the Juventus striker. West Ham are looking to bring him in on loan in January. That's sort of that's an exciting move for the club. If that he's 33 years old, but I think if we was to get someone in like him, I think that could help us really push this season, especially if we're sort of around the similar position we're in now come January, still in the League Cup. The FA Cup starts. If we can just add a couple more signings to our squad, I think he'll be a great signing.
If we can get him on loan, Mandzukic, and use that money that we've sort of clawed back from Hernandez and Obiang and all them sort of guys to go and sign a proper fucking box-to-box midfielder, centre midfielder that, you know, like a big athlete of a guy that, you know, breaks up attacks and all that. I think like the likes of people moaning about Hernandez, I think that'd be long gone. You know what I mean? Especially if we're taking a gamble.
Just
with,
hold that thought, mate. I just want to comment on this because he says they're Hammers Chat puppets. It's not Hammers Chat. Definitely not Hammers Chat. We're good friends with the people over at Hammers Chat, especially Gio. Love him. So
no, not at all. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all.
Yeah, there's no beef with the Hammers Chat boys. But
I'm not saying that at all. We've all got different opinions about that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make anyone right. It doesn't make anyone wrong. I've always said this is a game of opinions. Like, but no, they're definitely not. I'm not calling anyone puppets. I'm not saying anyone's right or anyone's wrong. It's just my opinion on the matter. You know what I mean? Other people have got different opinions. That's up to them. But you know, we're good friends with the guys over at Hammers Chat. So like, I know the behind the scenes stuff at Hammers Chat, and I know that they're not no puppets. You know what I mean? They're doing good work over there at the minute. You can check them out. But as I said, if we can sign a big centre defensive midfielder and, you know, push on this season, I think Mandzukic is a better signing and would fit better in the system than Hernandez. And if that's what we've sold him and got £8 million for, even if he wants 150 grand a week, that's what we've just fucking saved. You know what I mean? And he's a better fit in the system. If Haller goes down, Mandzukic is here. Yeah.
No, I totally agree. And as you said as well, if we can get a sort of box-to-box midfielder, I know he was linked with Wanyama in the summer transfer window, which
it's something to do with foreign players or something. We need to ship one out before one comes in, but obviously Hernandez is gone now, so
yeah. No, I agree, mate. But yeah, I mean, that's it really for the stories around today. There's not really been much happening. Obviously, it's International Week. England play on Saturday and Tuesday. I think we've got Bulgaria and Kosovo, which should be an easy 6 points there for England. Hopefully, Declan Rice gets a good run out. But is there anything else you want to talk about, mate?
Do you know what, mate? I want to fall asleep. And that's not. I'm not saying anyone's boring on that, but I've been up for 3 days.
No, I don't blame you, mate. I was going to keep it short tonight because I know you're jet lagged and we can get back. I'm looking forward to giving you this mic back, even though I will miss this mic because this feels like I'm on the radio and that. But I'm looking forward to giving you this back and that. Where is it? The Pixel. The Pixel will be with you next week. We got a little relationship going, me and Dixie the Pixel. People have named it. They've said they want a T-shirt with it. So,
how'd you make a T-shirt out of that? Let me have a look. How would you make a T-shirt out of that? It's not even a shape, is it?
Just a plain white T-shirt with a pixel on it. But yeah, nice. I've enjoyed doing these while you've been away, mate. Gio joined me. Scott joined me twice. I did have Kevin from Sex, Drugs and Cole lined up, but he had something come up last minute, so Scott jumped in. So yeah, no, it's been great. I love doing these shows, and looking forward to having you back in control on Monday, so I can just sit back and relax and answer the questions. But
no worries, man. We'll be back to normal Monday.
Yeah. Anyone, what we got? We'll have 2 more minutes. If anyone's got any last minute questions they want to chuck in, then we're what's it? Let's say. Ask Nicky, was it snowing as he doesn't have a tan? I think that's just a light because I see a video.
I do have a tan.
Yeah, he did have a lovely tan. I got a little bit jealous. I was going to go down to sunbeds and try to top it up a bit.
No, I've got a tan. It's just a light out here.
What part of Mexico? Where did you go?
I went to.
Was it playing?
I went to
Akumal.
Akumal. Yeah.
Akumal. Where you know?
Yeah. Come on, it's lovely.
Nicky looks like he's had a lot of tequila. I'm jealous. Yeah, you do.
I didn't have as much as you would think, really, because it's like I had a couple of nights where we got on it. I like a cocktail more than anything. Me.
I was going to say you're a cherries and Bailey's man, isn't you? Cherry Aid and Bailey.
Yeah, I'm a cocktail guy more than anything else.
He likes a gin
I do like a beer every now and then, but I don't like the beer that they were serving out there. So I was just getting all sorts of like mad cocktails, you know what I mean? But as well as tequila, 1 or 2 nights on it, mate, it's fantastic out there. I recommend anyone go out there.
I'm looking forward to going there next year, mate. I can't wait. I mean, we've been there together twice before. So yeah, it's a lovely country, and I can't wait to get back there, mate. But yeah, should we leave it there, mate? Because you look a bit tired.
I'm fucked.
Yeah, you look it, mate. I've had a long day as well, mate. So yeah, we'll leave it there. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Yeah, don't forget, as always, keep subscribing. We're closing. We've done well with subscribers, mate. Last few weeks,
yeah,
we're closing in on 46k. So we want to
get the road to 50.
Yeah, well, I think once we get to that 50, mate, we'll have to sort out some sort of giveaways. We'll probably chuck a couple of T-shirts in there. I think we've got a couple of signed photos and that we can give away.
I've got some T-shirts, yeah. I'll tell you what, for the next live show, we'll give one away. I've got some T-shirts in there, some spares.
Yeah. We'll have a little competition on the chat room, so make sure you join us on Monday. But, yeah, mate, we'll leave it there, and I'll let you do the outro. I haven't heard you say it for a little while, mate, but go on.
One thing left to say, boys.
Come on, you
ones.
Good night, everyone. Thank you. Now you got to do that awkward wave, mate. I'll make Scott do. Bye.